me and
Yo.
SZA perpetually or continually do not
Well,
have
at
a
least
beef
go
with
and
her.
get her like
I want her
pregnant
to be
like
with
that.
her. And I do want to say as well, I'm sending positive energy and vibes to her because I don't have any ill will
No, I'm
beyond
not
what I
gonna
said.
lie. He said that.
Okay,
Well, I think like she
I
hooked him
hope
up
she's
with a better
okay.
position at job because I
And
think she's
I
like a
will
manager or
say
something
that,
too.
just truthfully, you know,
So that nigga go really
we live in a world that
that nigga
really,
go
I know they
really
say it's a man's world, but it's really a woman's
got that.
world
Yeah,
because
I don't blame him.
a lot of
That nigga up
people
there, you know.
want to measure your response when there is initial action.
Facts.
And with someone
That
like
nigga say
me,
good eats.
my response is usually
Bro
going to
got the
be
major
3 million
phantom text
times
on him.
what you did. You don't go in a club, fucking step on
Hell no.
somebody's toe, and when the fuck they slap the shit out of you, you're like, oh my God, why'd you? Hey, it just happens to be like that. So
Hey yo.
I hope you guys are getting
Nah.
what I'm saying without saying it.
Nah,
My
he's
rant about
agent from like
SZA
when he
was
was
me getting that
big.
shit off. I'm sorry, that shit was on my mind for a couple years. Me saying about Erica Badu, that was me getting that shit off. I'm not perpetually beefing with either of these women. I'm also not really thinking and hoping that they fail or hoping that they're upset or hoping that, they're not having a positive time or they're mentally affected by these things, truth be told. I got it off my chest. And that's important for me to acknowledge because I'm not continuing with it. Okay? So I do want to send her some positive energy. I know you guys have probably wondered what's the
Nani.
blowback, right? Um, there has been
Nani?
none. You know what I mean?
Nah, I got that
I've
from
talked to a few
watching
people.
the
Salute to my
stream,
man
the
Whack 100.
Japan
We
stream.
spoke about, you know, um, he
Yeah,
called me. He was like,
Nani.
"Yo, listen, man."
I
It's like, "What
I
happened?"
ain't know
Like,
that.
some people are upset. Explain
Holy
to him
shit.
exactly what happened. You know, I'll even say this too, and I didn't want to even bring his
Yeah.
name as well into it, but he did give me the
Hell
okay
no.
to mention him. I even spoke to Drake about this, honestly, and you know, Drake is someone who has a lot of love for SZA, a lot of love for her, and he definitely sees a side of her, and he sees a person who is just a very beautiful person to him, and someone who, you know, it's forget even personal relationship, a collaborator of the highest
Big
extent. He
brother.
respects her so much, and me and him, we talked about shit too. And by the way, I also have to point out, neither conversation with Wack nor Drake was even near to be anything like, oh yeah, I'm pressing it. No, it was nothing like that. But it was also trying to give me the understanding of the reverberations and also the effects of words. And again, while I always try to stand in my own truth and say, well, listen, anytime y'all see me do things, y'all need to also go back and be like, did somebody do
Trucks.
something
My
to
bad,
me?
my bad. My show's on mute. Is that
Because
trucks? Is that
I'm not
trucks?
just some,
Oh, I killed him though. I killed him
invisible,
though.
like absorbent, non-existent thing in space that people could send their energy to that it doesn't return. And I promise you, I've always told y'all, anybody and anywhere that's ever sent energy to me, I'm gonna have a memory like an elephant. I'll always return it. However, it's not that serious. I just want to point that out. So I want to send a lot of love to SZA. SZA, you know, if you do see this, and I'm pretty sure you will, I wanted to have a conversation with you after the what I believe was a miscommunication when we went, or when you came up to Everyday Struggle. I think you saw
Nani.
my stream. You probably misunderstand what this is. I wasn't trying to clown you. I was trying to understand. I was trying to understand through my audience. I know you may have other things going on, and I don't know
No.
where what space you were in. You may have looked at it and be like, "Oh, this guy's trying to get slick." That wasn't what it is. And honestly, since then, by the way, I spoke to Dave Free, who's no longer with TD, by the way. He's with PG Lang and Kendrick. But I also wanted to have that conversation eventually with you, and that conversation never happened. Little things here and there kind of happened that may have rubbed you the
Yo,
wrong way, and definitely me
hit
the
that
wrong way.
bar.
And it probably culminated to a point where, in the last couple of months, especially when I thought again I was being kind of innocent. Like I've always
Hey
still
yo.
talked about you, not trying to disrespect you. I took what you did as
Hey yo.
disrespect. And, as I spoke to and I told people while discussing this issue,
Holy.
when you cut off lines of communication,
Then we try to be slick at the end.
I hope you don't. You're never affected by the person you're unwilling to communicate with, because what could be a simple conversation, what could be a simple, "Hey, no, I misspoke. Hey, let's talk directly," now becomes we're talking through a medium that is hard to control, and that's the internet. And and I told everyone, I was like, listen, if anyone feels any type of way, and I'm really speaking about SZA because we're really speaking about some other people in a second.
Yo, he's on
I
catwalk,
wanted to speak
catwalk,
to SZA a
catwalk,
long time
catwalk,
ago.
catwalk.
How it manifested
He's
and
on
came out
catwalk, catwalk, catwalk,
is
catwalk.
how it manifested and came out. I'm sorry. I'm not just some, like, and I'm being very honest to whoever was watching. I'm not just some person who y'all throw darts at all day. And I get a lot of darts. Like, if you think SZA gets more darts than me, you're an idiot. Who gets more people poking, like, just getting that every fucking day, every single, nobody but me. When I return it, I'm returning it with a million times force. This mic, this stream is my therapy because it's the only thing that I get off my chest. It's the only time that I clear my conscience. I see a million negative comments, just like you. So, again, that's why I like to have personal conversations.
Just
I've always
yearly
mentioned there's
checkup.
been many artists I've been,
Just a yearly checkup.
the perfect page with, but eventually
Yeah.
or
Gotta make sure my
privately,
balls are up.
we communicated and we got to a place of understanding. I continue to say you
Facts.
cannot control the response when you refuse to communicate. If we communicate via this medium, it's never going to be understood. Again, with that being said, since I'm sending you love, because though I'm admitting that when I got that rant off, it felt like a weight off my shoulders.
Fuck.
I'm
Yo,
not
he's on
trying
top.
to
He's on top catwalk.
put a burden on your soul. And that wasn't the intended purpose. It was for me to be like, you know what? That's what I felt, and that's what it is. But I don't want you to feel incredibly upset. I don't want you to feel that I incredibly just hate you. I don't want you to feel like I have something. No, it's nothing like that. Um, it was just that one thought that I kind of had for a while, and I got it off. And, you know, I wish we could have talked, but, again, I've extended myself to everybody. I've never said no to a
Yo.
conversation. I've never said no to a conversation. Never. But I also have acknowledged
Shut up, bitch.
if people won't have the conversation with you, that means they don't respect you. And when someone doesn't respect you, it's neither here nor there. You don't need to have that respect. Likewise for them. For example, someone like my son. There's nothing for us even to talk about. He's still talking about me. I don't even watch it anymore. He doesn't affect me. I hear about it. I might mention it now, but I don't care about it. Because that's where I've put him in my mind. But if my words have affected you, again, I'm sending you positive and healing energy, as maybe I did need that before I went on that rant. Nobody cares about that. I'll kind of finish addressing at least you particularly by just saying,
In the house, they're in the house, they're inside that building.
Being very truthful.
They're inside that building. Yep.
And my rant was meant to be hurtful. Yes, I'm not sitting here in denial or nothing like that. Yes, it was. But it's because of maybe slights that I felt like I took myself. And, again, I think you're a great artist. It was very kind of, it was very, very kind of interesting to watch how people felt it was, what you said to her was so disrespectful. All those things are said to me daily, a million times a day, every day. It was interesting to watch how people cared and nurtured your mental health. And oh, we want. I deal with that every day. I'm sorry to say, I'm just not a sponge for all this shit. So again, I wish you well. I hope at a point, sometimes words or even an explanation, and this is what this is, an explanation. Those things can't cure trauma and things said in mud slang or slung or whatever. And by the way, for the other people who are outside of this, every time I try to give context, I look crazy because I speak in the direct. I speak to you directly. I don't do the subliminal shit because that's not my game. So if I give you the whole real history between me and SZA, you're gonna be like, well, she hasn't talked about you ever. She doesn't know you exist. Okay. I'm not giving this explanation if this didn't happen. And I'm not giving this explanation if she doesn't know. So sometimes it's bigger than, and again, this is why you're gonna have a bunch of internet people commenting on it, because we could have had a conversation even with a mediator. You refuse to do it. My chest is clear, my conscience is clear. I sleep like a fucking baby. I'm sending you healing energy. I don't plan to speak about you at all, or at least in a negative manner.
Shut up, nigga.
Because I've gotten off everything I needed to get off. Okay? I'm hoping that my words may have stung, but your actions have stung too. I hope you could heal from that, and I hope we could both move on. All right? Sometimes it's not about our